What is up, everyone? Coffee Break is back with another video, and it's that time of year where we have so many rumors floating around on 49ers Twitter and just 49ers social media in general. I try not to get baited in these, but it is time to look at this roster because right now the 49ers are half a team. So many players are free agents this year. You're starting to realize that this team will look completely different than it did a year ago. Hell, this team has changed so much already from the start of training camp to how it ended the season. So let's dive in. And the first area I want to talk about is clearly the secondary. I mean, just listen to this list. Richard Sherman, Trent Williams, Jason Verrett, Ahkello Witherspoon, Dante Johnson, Jamar Taylor, and Emmanuel Moseley are all free agents of some sort. So literally, the 49ers don't have a single corner signed at this point. So you're looking at a revamp at the corner position. I personally think Richard Sherman is not going to come back. I mean, he almost made it quite obvious as he was saying his farewells this season. But there's two corners I would love to have back, and I'll sign them in a heartbeat. I would want Trent Williams back to play the nickel corner position, and also Jason Verrett, because I think you could sign him to a cheaper deal than a Richard Sherman caliber, and he played fantastic. I mean, injuries aside, injury prone aside, he's a fantastic corner. And if you could, double him up with another decent corner, the Niners may have something here. But I would personally love for the 49ers to kind of prioritize and get these two guys back in a Niner uniform next season. There's also other ways to do it. You can obviously draft corners in this upcoming draft, which I'm sure they will do. I did love how Ahkello Witherspoon ended the season. I think he played fantastic down the stretch for us, but I wouldn't re-sign him. I would personally sign Emmanuel Moseley over an Ahkello Witherspoon. I just can't trust a player who, for the better half of the season, was just not even suiting up. I mean, there wasn't really anything that was hurting Ahkello Witherspoon. The only thing that was really hurting him was himself. I mean, he couldn't get on the football field, which is surprising, knowing that he was drafted by the front office and he wasn't able to get on the field. But, the Niners would obviously look into the open market. You have guys like Jason McCourty, Josh Norman, Patrick Peterson. I mean, these are the big names, right? Which I don't see them signing, but just to call out a few, these are some guys who are going to be hitting the free agent market at the corner position. So the Niners may consider signing a free agent, a veteran who can kind of hold this group together along with Warner and Bosa, kind of like play that Richard Sherman role, what he's been playing the last 3 years here. Now, the other signing the 49ers must, and I mean must do, is re-sign left tackle Trent Williams. Look, the 49ers have already prioritized this according to some reports, which is great. Trent Williams was the only bright spot on the offensive line, unfortunately, but retaining the big man is a must. Now transitioning over to the defensive line, where the 49ers have had a few players hitting the free agent market, starting with Solomon Thomas. Too bad he suffered a knee injury to end his year, but Solomon Thomas really wasn't able to have that breakout year the Niner fans were hoping from him. I don't see the 49ers re-signing Solly just based on the priorities the 49ers have elsewhere. I would like the Niners to instead re-sign DJ Jones if they could. I know that's kind of, they're going to have to spend that money elsewhere. But, if DJ Jones isn't asking for much, if he hits the free agent market and there's really not many teams calling him, then why not? Why not bring back DJ Jones? I think he'll thrive here with Bosa, Armstead, and Kinlaw here. So maybe it'll be a smart move to come back, or I'm sure he'll follow wherever Robert Saleh ends up. But the 49ers have a huge need at edge. So it would be smart to re-sign Carrie Hyder Jr. This guy is just more important to re-sign than any other defensive lineman I just named. just had himself a career year here with Robert Saleh and Chris Korsarek as his defensive line coach. So if I had to choose one player from this defensive line group that's kind of leaving, I would just try to keep Carrie Hyder Jr. D Ford, I mean, God knows what he's gonna do. I think retirement is in play here, just based on the severity of his injuries. He wasn't able to hit the practice field here. I mean, this is a huge eye opener for the 49ers and D Ford. Quite honestly, it was a terrible deal when that was made, and now it's one of John Lynch's worst GM decisions by far, I think, in my opinion. Now, fullback Kyle Youscheck may have played his last game as a 49er. His last press conference, he got a little emotional talking about the team and his time here as a 49er. I would not be surprised if he does not re-sign with the Niners. Last year, they did draft a fullback, Josh Hokett from Fresno State, so maybe they have been preparing for this departure since last year, but we will find out pretty soon. And we also have free safety Jaquiski Tart, more so a strong safety, hitting free agency. Here's a guy who will most likely get paid and possibly go somewhere else just because the Niners can't afford him. The Niners already do have Tavarius Moore, who has played well to end the year, so I think they have always looked at him as the future strong safety here, and I think he played well enough to deserve that position, in my opinion. But anyways, guys, I know we can talk about the quarterback situation, but I want to save that for a separate video, go more in depth for you guys. And where do I see the Niners going at quarterback? It's not going to be the same team. There are going to be new leaders in this locker room, and some that have grown to be leaders from who they drafted. So it's going to be an exciting offseason, a lot of talk. So make sure you're subscribed to stay up to date with all that news. Thanks for watching, guys. And as always, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.